All right, everyone, I'm back. It's me, your host, Joel Dolinger. Y'all, you're too kind. Y'all, we have a really great show lined up for you. There hasn't been this much talent in one room since the 2012 Olympic Games closing ceremony, which is, of course, the last time the Spice Girls performed. True facts. Y'all, I want to thank each of you personally for being here. It really means a lot to me because this show is all I have. You see, after 16 years in the financial services industry, I quit my soul-crushing corporate job to chase my dreams. And my dream is to live off of my creativity. Do any of you share that dream? It isn't easy to take the leap of faith, but sometimes you just got to put all your chips on the table and take a big, fat bet on yourself. Although I'd be lying if I said it was completely up to me, sometimes the fates knock in a way that cannot be ignored. You see, it all started when my home was wrecked when a tree fell on my house during a windstorm. I know, boo-hoo, you're displaced for a couple months, buy a new house, move on with your life, right? But then it happened again. And this second tree was the one that almost got me. And it was a big tree, too. Thank you for that spontaneous and unsolicited participation, audience. I'm glad you asked. The tree was so big that it hit my neighbor's house, too. But he deserved it. Fuck you, Bob. And the aftermarket muffler on your Subaru. Who does that? But yeah, it was big. It definitely had the girth to smash me with its hard wood. I'm talking about the tree, not Bob, to be clear. But since I had the great fortune of not being crushed to death, all my friends are like, you should go to Vegas. Because this is just what good luck looks like to us in 2022. At least you didn't die, bro. Although, if the tree had hit me, at least I wouldn't have to deal with all the goddamn insurance adjusters. Just let my estate handle the paperwork. Of course, with my luck, the tree wouldn't finish the job and I'd just be stuck dealing with another insurance company. Ugh. There are fates worse than death. But in all fairness, the insurance finally paid out, and they said, here's some money, rebuild your life. And I said, I don't want my life back. I want to buy a new life with blackjack and sex workers. So that's exactly what we're starting here tonight. All right, y'all. What I'm really trying to say is, honey, I spent all of the insurance money on this comedy show. She doesn't know this yet. I thought this would be a fun way to tell her. But she can't be mad if I make the money back, right? Right. So what I'm trying to say is, please donate. We got a tip jar up here. Save me from myself. Save me from my worse and better halves. There we go. Here we go. We got some more. Why can't y'all be more like them? There we go. So while I was displaced, my corporate overlords bid me return to office, but I didn't want to go because the best part of doing my job from home was not doing my job. Am I right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's why they had us come back in, that right there. Here's the fucked up part, though. They bid us return on the day we lost an hour to daylight savings time. That's double dipping. I'm already losing an hour on the unnecessary burden of personal hygiene. Every day. That seems excessive. And you might just be thinking, oh, they didn't think that return to office date through. They're a multi-billion-dollar Fortune 500 company. They think everything through. No, this was a personal attack to crush my soul. Because after all, here at Greed Corp Incorporated, we're in the business of crushing your immortal soul. Greed Corp, the soul grinder, registered trademark of Greed Corp Incorporated. So I says to my boss, I don't want to go back to the office. And she says, what are you going to do about it? Quit? Yes. Obviously. You know, because when I was gainfully employed, I just didn't feel homeless enough yet. And after you say all that to your boss, you might as well follow through because your mouthy ass is about to get fired. I mean, my mouthy ass. Wouldn't it be weird if asses had mouths? I would literally be talking shit out of my ass right now. I'd probably talk about shit about this motherfucker in the back there, because you're an easy target. But I'd apologize because it's just a joke, and you'd forgive me because I'm very charming, and I'm sure we could share a laugh about it. But secretly, the barb would always fester in your heart, and one day, many years from now, you'd strike me down when I least expected it. And on that day I die, I want you to turn me into a tree. They bury you in a sack around the sapling's roots. It's a real thing. But wait, Joel, aren't trees your mortal enemy, and in fact the bane of your very existence? Yes. While that very well may be true, it's like they always say, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em. That's right. And one day, many years from now, when my body has nourished the tree to grow tall and proud, I'm gonna fall on your fucking house. That's what you get for killing me in the middle of this joke, bitch. Now we'll never know the punchline. So, while I was displaced, and this spring I took this epic road trip. By which I mean I was displaced from I was living out of my car. That's what I'm trying to say. I was just trying to make it sound fun, you know. But the best part about being both homeless and unemployed is if you don't have anywhere to be, you can go anywhere. So I did. On the night that I drove up to Boston, I drove through Baltimore, DC, Philadelphia, and New York City. Imagine seeing all those iconic skylines on the same night. Of course, that means I also had to drive through Jersey. I had to pay over $100 in tolls just to drive through their shitty little state. We're in your way, so you gotta pay. New Jersey, the turnpike state. Is anyone here from Jersey? You can stay, but we're charging you an extra toll. See how you like it. So I also drove down to sunny St. Pete, Florida, because I didn't think Columbia was hot or humid enough. The weather was fine at the beach, though. I was out in the water, great crowd, cold beverage. Everything was going fine until these two assholes show up. They look out over this crowd of scantily clad swimmers and they say, perfect place to fish. You know what makes swimming more exciting? Sharp metal objects. We're just gonna put some bait to attract sharks to the area. No, you stay there. The sharks won't mind. So it's way too crowded for a traditional line cast, but Tweedledee and Tweedledum have figured out another system. Tweedledee holds the pole, stands in the shallow water. Tweedledum secures the bloody bait bag to the front of his shorts with his drawstring and swims out into the deep water. Friends, it was at this moment that I knew I was about to watch this mild-mannered citizen transform into Florida Man. Y'all know about Florida Man. He's very famous. He's in the news like literally every day, and I could see the headlines now. Florida Man gets dick bit off by sharks. One insensitive onlooker says he was dressed like he wanted it.
How'd it go? It went really well. We had a great turnout. I thought that the comedians performed well. I didn't fuck up any of my content. I said the things that I wanted to say. I'm really happy about it. I think it went really well.